The great thing is when it's short-term issues like a flat tire or, oh, hey, we don't have dinner for tonight. Oh, you know what? I'll just do a COPS order. We have them deliver the food to the house. Super easy. Doesn't take long. When it becomes more challenging is when we have a long-term challenge, like being a caregiver. Whether it's for a loved one or whether it's professionally, being a caregiver can really take its toll. Which is one of the reasons why I'm so glad you're all here tonight, to give yourself some time and some tools and some space. And going back to what I mentioned earlier about when I started meditating, I had this misconception that I was going to just like never feel bad stuff anymore. And what I've come to realize is like being in acceptance, if that's here, and being in resistance, if that's here, it's not one or the other. It's not like a light switch where it's on or off. And one of the gentlemen who's in my men's group, we do a Guts men's group, John, he said, it's kind of like a dimmer switch, right? So there's many variants just depending on how much you turn the dimmer. I look at it and I date myself when I talk about this. Remember in the stereos we used to have when we were young? And you'd have an EQ that you'd slide left and right. That's kind of how I imagine it. And it's like at any given time, I could be in acceptance and resistance at the same time. It's just a matter of how much. So the goal for me shifted from eradication of resistance or anxiety or fear to kind of modification or less of the resistance. That took a while for me to kind of accept that it wasn't just going to go away. But I think it's interesting because I think a lot of the self-help books and speakers, they all kind of make it sound like, you know, do these 10 things and you're golden, right? And they don't always talk about the residual of what's still there after we do that. You know, my goal every day is to have enough space to be okay enough to take care of my family, to do my work, to do my self-care. And some days are harder. This morning was hard. It was just hard. And that's okay.